Good evening. I'm composer Judith Markovich, and welcome to the world premiere of the Dabbling Duck. I'm thankful to the Arkansas Symphony for its love of new music and the opportunity to present this work on its River Rhapsody Chamber Series. We all love the power of big gatherings and full orchestras, but it's also chamber music, that intimacy of a small group of musicians that can reach deep. Tonight, two such brilliant musicians from the orchestra are with me, Principal English hornist Beth Wheeler and Jacob Wunst on cello. A little about myself. I graduated from Juilliard with a master's in performance, not composition. But at 65, I decided to study composition for fun with an amazing composer, David McKay, here in Nashville. He took some things I jotted down and said, "You don't know you're a composer?" Just 5 years later, I sat with my husband at the world premiere of my first symphonic tone poem. So don't ever tell yourself I'll never be good enough if I start this late. It's never too late to invest in a missing piece of yourself. Now, a little background on this piece. Composer Joan Tower challenged me to write some more chamber pieces, solo, duet, trio, quartet. Last March 2020, just as I was ready to start the duo, I was introduced to Roger Wiesmeyer, English hornist with the Nashville Symphony. As we got to know each other, I asked him, "If you played a duet, what other instrument would you like?" He didn't hesitate. Cello. I thought, what a wonderful color combination. And he wanted something like a rhapsody. A week later, as the realities of the pandemic rolled in, what was discussed as an impassioned rhapsody burst out as a piece of rollicking fun about a duck. Our friendship was relatively new, and I didn't know how he'd react. I figured he'd be disappointed. But Roger was Roger. He said, "The world could use a little joy right about now, don't you think?" And he added a little duck emoji to his text. The 2020 premiere was postponed. Roger took a sabbatical, but encouraged me to persevere. My Juilliard friend, Beth Wheeler, who definitely knows how to splash and have fun, contacted me out of the blue after years apart. I was thrilled to reconnect. She loved the piece and suggested Jacob for cello, so here we are, ready to sprinkle a little joy over you. Now about the piece. A dabbling duck is an interesting bird. It doesn't run across the water until it takes off like diver ducks. At the end of the first movement, called Prepare for Takeoff, you'll hear it shoot straight up in the air like a rocket. But I didn't start composing the first movement first. Remember, I thought it was going to be a rhapsody, so I started with a peaceful English horn melody. That became the second movement, called Swim and Waddle, which is what peaceful ducks do. By the time I was ready to start the third movement, the whole concept of writing duck music so humored me that I had to have some dive bombs. I mean, do dabblers dive bomb? I don't know. Mine does. Let's see how many dive bombs you can count when you hear it. Thank you so much for having a little fun with me. And again, many thanks to the Arkansas Symphony, their staff, and these two absolutely top-notch musicians, Beth Wheeler and Jacob Wunst, for bringing you the world premiere of The Dabbling Duck.